Hey, God, it's been a while, hasn't it? I thought I'd just jump on and give you an update of what I've been going through, because this energy, man, it's just been some days really intense and some days just so calm and chill. So I wonder, what have you been up to lately with everything that's going on in the universe and the world? As for anything that's going on the planet, I have no idea. I don't watch the news. I haven't for a very long time, and I have no intention of doing so. But that's a heavy energy. So to all of you that still are watching the news, just be aware of how that is making you feel. And I'm saying this because we're really getting into the energetics of life at the moment, of how, we've got to, how do I say this? We've got to start taking responsibility for our own energy and the part that we're playing for ourselves. The world is a stage and you are playing your part of reality, okay? So really looking into this, but also understanding that each and every one of us is spirit. We are spirit playing through a physical vessel to help things to become manifest, to have experiences being played out so that the divine part of us can experience absolutely everything that there is to experience. And, getting to the nitty-gritty of things now, it feels like that, energetically speaking, because, oh, gosh, it's getting exciting. And I know that some parts of the world will be saying, no, it's getting worse. And it's always been like this. It's getting worse. No, it's getting great. But then you look at that quote by Dyer, and I'm going to stuff it up here, but I'll... loving people live in a loving world. Chaotic people live in a chaotic world. Something like that. Same world. All right? It's the same world. But we're making up our own experiences as we're going along. So perspective is absolutely everything, being able to shift the way that we're looking at any given moment in time. We can look at it from a really tough viewpoint. And I did this to myself the other day. I was in tears. I was a right bloody mess. And then I thought, shit, what are you doing? Making all this up in my head, because this is where things come from, up here, okay, realizing that. And then I realized, which felt like, a good half hour of playing the victim and realizing, shit, what was I doing? But, we all slip off the rails every now and then. I had my slip the other day. But understanding it and then being able to flip that perspective, to see it from a different light. And that taught me a massive, massive lesson about self-worth for me. And it's something that I've been working myself through since childhood, because I was taught way back then as a child so many heavy things around not being able to value myself, lacking self-worth, very low self-confidence, no self-esteem at all. And yeah, what happened the other day, I went back into that and coming forward to see that from a different light. So be aware of falling off the path, of playing the victim in your own life, and own that. Some people might think it's like getting slapped in the face with a wet fish. Own playing the victim. Think, oh shit, here I go again. And when you're aware of that, awareness is key. And in that moment, that's where you can flip the switch, okay, and change everything. So what does that do for you? It does huge things for you, because it's your energy. This is your life, and your life is your creation. So being able to, awareness, one, owning it, and then flipping the switch to something that you would rather be experiencing. Okay, energy flows where your attention goes. So be aware of the attention that you are putting on your life, of what you might be playing out. Anyway, having said all that and sharing a little spiel with you, what I went through, I want to tell you what I'm building now, and these are things that I've been doing over the years, but I'm bringing it into a completely different format for you guys to take for free. Different teachings of shifting energy within your body to move all the crap out of the way. So really getting to, it is really owning who you are to start with. And then once you're aware of that, you can use the tools to start shifting stuff. For example, if you've got words that you know you need to say, but you're not sure how they should come out because you might fly off the handle or you might lock them in, but there'll be tools in this free library suite which will teach you. It'll be me teaching you different ways that you can present these words so they come out of your body and not hurt anybody else and not hurting yourself, because any energy that we're holding within us needs to be expressed. Feelings, emotions, they need to be moved through the body, or else they house themselves in there and they cause whatever they're going to cause. Let's not go there. But shifting energy in positive ways for yourself. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, it's getting exciting, you know, exciting times to be in, energetically speaking, but being very aware of all that for yourself. Yeah. I stopped doing the symbols probably for that reason, so that you can start taking, well, shifting perspective around, oh, I need protection, to creating a life where you know that you already have that. So this really is tuning into the divinity of you, your spirit, your higher essence expressing itself through this physical vessel, which is you. But remembering, you know, we all have that connection with spirit. It's what we are, it's where we've come from. So of course we can talk with it, you know, it's who we are, and connect back up to that, the authentic part of ourselves, which can then guide us here in this playing field, the earth school, the illusion, the reality, whatever you want to call it. But we really have made it out to be so serious, and it's not, eh? You know, you look at, I went down the conspiracy theory path for many, many years. 2010, I started my journey down rabbit holes, and learning all of that, thinking, what are we living in? But then also realizing that the more we play in the rabbit holes, I mean, it's good to be aware of these things because they all make up the journey, but don't get stuck down there, you know. I got stuck down there for a number of years, and I played in that energy, and my life started reflecting back exactly to what I was playing. And so come out of there, be aware of what's going on. There's a whole bunch of weird shit going on at the moment, and that's okay. All right, this is where we are now, and we're building a path or an energetic state of what we want to be living in. And we can't build this energetic state of what we'd rather have when we continuously have our heads stuck down bloody rabbit holes. You know, be aware of them. Right, seen that. Let's get on with what we're here to do, which is to build ourselves up, to bring that connection, the awakening, which is not theories. The awakening is remembering who we really are, connecting with the divine source within you, bringing that through into this experience, because you are the creator. That's the awakening. You're creating all the crap, all the good stuff, all the bad stuff. But at the end of the day, there is no good, there is no bad, there is only experiences. Okay? And that's another layer of playing in energy. I mean, there's so much stuff that we're all shifting through and seeing, you know, a lot of people still really stuck in the, oh, I want to say illusion, even though very persistent. That was someone's quote, yeah. And, you know, thinking, come on, we've played in this for, oh, God, centuries. It's fascinating looking back at centuries gone by, where we've come from, this amnesia to live through, and now finally getting to the point of really remembering and embodying who we truly are. Yeah, I know it's exciting to be at this part of the path on it, you know, helping people to take responsibility for their lives, to really work the energy that they are, because everything is energetic and vibration. So being able to work with what we are in a way that shifts energy to what we'd rather be having, and owning everything. And I know there's some people that, you know, they'll blame, it's not my fault that they did it. But when we own that I created this, I'm co-creating this with whoever, and it might be a horrible thing, but owning that, it might be a downhill experience, but owning your part in it. Like for me and Dad, I created what happened with me and Dad, and I'll share all these stories as well as things go along, because I was playing the victim in that relationship with my father. I was poor me, and he made sure I got poor me, okay? But looking at things from that perspective and saying, shit, I did that. And it's only when I started changing me that my relationship with Dad started changing. So I've experienced this. I've experimented with this. I know it works. And I know as hard as it might be for so many people, this is a freaking real thing, you know, energy. Oh God, you can tell I'm getting all passionate about this, but going through it and experimenting with it for myself and seeing what it can do. And I'm experimenting with another layer of energy at the moment, so that's going to be probably come out on my teachings as well. But you know, have so much fun with all of it, all the crappy bits, all the wonderful bits, and know that we're moving through these things. Gee, just imagine what I haven't got grandkids yet. If my children are watching, oh, I'd love to be a grandmother, I really would. But just imagine, you know, our grandies and their kids, oh, it's going to be so much easier when us here starts owning up for the crap that we're creating in our own lives, taking responsibility again for the way we're being. You know, a lot of people will keep going back to old stories. Oh, but this is what happened, and this is how hard it was. And when we're going back retelling these stories, we're feeling into the pain of that, so that that pain becomes our now, and our now is a reflection of our future. So, you know, cut those stories out. It happened. Time to move on. Time to start emitting a different story. And this is where we can start getting really excited, you know, because you're making this up. Every step of the way, every part of life is made up. I mean, Albert Einstein, yeah, imagination is more important than knowledge, because they understood frequency and vibration. So really stepping into what it is that you want to be embodying for your life. So what you could do now is take a moment and really look at what you want, what you desire for your life to be, and make it this all grand experience. I mean, you might have inklings inside of you like, wow, what if I could do this? What if my life could really be like that? Get a pen and paper and write it down and feel into it. If you're not a writer, just closing down your eyes and playing these scenes out in your mind. And you know, we've been through all of this with people that teach law of attraction, people that teach meditation, visualization, journaling, etc. But doing it now from the viewpoint of the divine within you. So the divine within you is wanting to experience these desires. It is a co-creation with the universe, yeah? Anyway, something to have a look at if you wanted to go a little bit deeper. But anyway, I rambled. Yes, those new things are coming out, life energetics, different tools and techniques that you can use, absolutely free. And I'm sure you'll see them when they pop up here. There'll be videos, but also written text, etc. that you are welcome to take whatever resonates and start shifting energy within your own life. And until then, or if you've got any comments, please pop them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. You know, where are you at? Where have you... Are you still playing in old energy? Or are you just hanging out here like in the void for now? Or are you really focusing on what you're wanting to create for yourself. Are you doing those changes? Let us know. And I know sometimes it can be really difficult to stop repeating old ways, old what we call patterns that we seem to just get stuck in like quicksand sometimes. We really do. But, you know, air it out on here in the comments below and let us help each other through this. Let us help each other to build each other up to become, oh my God, the best version of ourselves yet. So our kids and our kids and our future kids, oh, it'll be so easy for them. Yeah, so easy. Anyway, guys, take it easy and enjoy the energy that you absolutely are.